Scorpio, hello there, my beautiful friends. We're going to do your general tarot reading for late December 2024. Thank you so much for joining me today. You know, I appreciate each and every single one of you. So let's get right down to business as always and start you off with an oracle card here, just so we can dip our toes in the energy and see what's happening for Scorpio gang in late December. As you can see, it's the holiday season. We're getting very close to the new year. Let's see what the vibe is, my guides. Talk to me. What do we got for Scorpio gang here? What energies, messages, insights can we take a little peek at? And yeah, we're just going to take a real quick look at this first card. Then we'll get into the full reading itself. And at the very end, I'll pull you a bonus card from the Shadowland Tarot just to see what might be in the shadows or what shadow work you can lean into, which is always interesting. But let's get it going here. Let's rock and see what we got for Scorpio, please. In late December 2024, as we begin to wrap up the year, what's the vibe? What's the energy around my good friends, my gods? And there we go. Beautiful. All right, eyes to the future. I mean, that could really be a place that a lot of Scorpios are in. It's like, all right, well, I'm not going to look too much at the past. I'm not going to, I mean, living in the present is always good, but there's something here about future plans. I like this card. I feel like it's very optimistic in a sense, and there's a lot of goals. There's a lot of ambition here. Now, before we fully dive into that, if you're new here, I'll be speaking about the December subscriber surprise towards the end, so you might want to check that out. And also, if you could kindly illuminate that like button by tapping it right on its third eye, you know, I'd greatly appreciate it. But enough of the promo, into the reading. Let's talk about this card. So we see the imagery here. There's this lovely lady. She's on the beach at the seaside, and you know, the beautiful waves are coming in, and she's looking off in the distance. She's looking out at the horizon. So to me, that's always emblematical and symbolic of someone just looking into the future, whether it's planning your steps, doing a 1-year plan, a 5-year plan, you name it. It's like, okay, this is where I want to go moving forward. Because notice there's these weird objects up in the sky with rainbows coming out of them. To me, I view this as goals. You know, little checkpoints, check marks, things that you want to achieve, things that you want to do. So if that's not a place you're at right now, if you're going through certain things and you aren't really looking at things like that, maybe that could be a piece of advice from Spirit saying, like, listen, Scorpio, you need to really think about what you want to push towards. What do you want to accomplish out of this? Whatever this is, whether it's a business, whether it's a personal relationship, like, what do you really want to accomplish here? And see what's possible. I do feel like it's a really nice energy. Doesn't feel bad to me. So we're going to leave it at that for now. I mean, yeah, it could be a little daydreamy too, but I'm not really feeling any funky vibes like that. So we'll just leave her there. She could keep looking at her goals. Let's get into tarot. And yeah, I always say the first card here doesn't make or break the reading. It's just a little footnote. So let's get you 3 tarot cards in the upright, then we'll get into that intuitive juiciness. Shuffle it up one time here for Scorpio gang. Let's see what's happening. And yeah, while we get this shuffled up and ready to go, let's talk about last week's reading. Pretty positive, if you ask me. The reading was titled An Explosive Win. Now, there was a lot of fiery or fire-air mixture of energy, and to me, it felt like something either going really good, way quicker than you thought it would. To me, it was like, boom, wow, all right, wow, that's a big result, like an explosive win or just something that really picks up a lot of steam quickly. So I was really liking it, and just know that that energy could bleed over for a few weeks, so you still might have one. Wins come in all different shapes and sizes, right? Sometimes it's monetary, sometimes it's personal relationships, but we're going to see what shows up this week. As you know, energy is very fluid, never set in stone, so when we take this out, it hits for you, because we could be seeing your vibe or somebody else's, right? Let's get 3 cards here for Scorpio gang. What's happening in late December? There we go. Knight of Pentacles. Now that's a little slower than what we were picking up last week. I feel for a lot of you this might be more about communication, but we'll see. I like the Knight of Pentacles. It is technically an action card, but it's taken its sweet old time, right? Let's get a couple more out here for you, my friends. What do we got for Scorpio, please? Okay. Taking its sweet old time. All right. Temperance. The 2 slowest, or couple of the slowest cards in the whole entire deck. Let's get one more out here. What do we got for Scorpio? So total flip. There we go. There's Scorpio gang with the death card. Don't be nervous about that. That's us chilling right there. So interesting mixture of vibes for sure. We're definitely going to want to look into this further. So let's go through. I'll give you some of the classical meanings and archetypes. Then we'll get into that juicy intuitive stuff. But at first look, first glance, you know, I always look at the elements first because that could give us clues about a situation or how the energy is moving. We have earth in the beginning, we have fire, albeit very slow moving fire, and then we have water. So this could be different situations. It could be all one thing. It depends. But these two energies on the front, they're just moving at like a snail's pace, which might be good. I mean, I did see explosive energy last week. Sometimes it's good to tone things back. So for a lot of Scorpios out there, maybe there's something you are toning back on, or maybe there's something that you probably should take the foot off the gas a little bit. But let's go through piece by piece and really start to build this out, because I feel like there's going to be a lot of layers here. Position number one, we are starting with the Knight of Pentacles. Now, for some of you out there, you might be connected to an Earth sign. The Knight of Pentacles, as I mentioned, is an action card. It is moving forward, but it's the slowest moving knight. And I always say as slow as molasses. There's good things about this, though, because it's very purposeful. It's very detail-oriented. It's like, if I'm going to do it, I'm going to do it right the first time, and I'm going to take my time doing it. So maybe there's a situation that you need to get into this energy about. Just be very purposeful about it and don't rush. I mean, we still have to see what clarifies it. Now, when it comes to the challenge of this card, it could represent delays, it could represent problems, it could represent sticky situations or things that are a little frustrating because it moves so slow. It's almost to the point where it doesn't even seem like it's moving at all, even though it is. So we'll look into this further if it's not a person. Another thing I do want to mention about the Knight of Pentacles, aside from all the other things I said, it is a messenger, very similar to the Page of Pentacles, so that could be a talk of some kind. Moving to the center, we do have the Temperance card. A lot of similarities to the Knight of Pentacles, believe it or not. Now, this is Sagittarius energy, so whether you're connected to a Sag, maybe you have Sag placements. I like this card because it depicts the Archangel Michael on it. This is a spiritual protective type of energy. Archangel Michael, the protector, right? So for a lot of Scorpios, maybe it's just spirit saying like, hey, we're watching your back. We got your back, Scorpio. You'll be all right. But temperance is literally about practicing temperance, refraining, pulling back from something, stopping yourself from acting certain ways. So we're just going to have to see what's up. And just like this Knight of Pentacles, in its roughest form, this could represent impatience, it could represent problems, it could represent situations where even though it's like not the be-all end-all, it's like, why is this so irritating or frustrating? It can get to that point with these cards. So we'll see when we clarify it, of course. Because it could be a whole number of different things, and it could just be that spiritual protection, right? On to the back end, we have what could be probably the more important card, since this is a Scorpio reading. This could be our cornerstone. We have the Death card. That's our card, right? And as a Scorpio, and I'm speaking to the crowd, this card affects us in a different way than the rest of the zodiac, and it's not meant to be macabre or anything like that. The Death card can sometimes speak about endings, but more importantly, this is a card of transformation, change, Phoenix rising from the ashes. So it's not like it's dead and gone, Death card, bye. To me, it's more like an evolution when I see this card. Now, since this is a Scorpio reading, when we clarified, it could tell us a way we might be feeling in the near future, something that's coming towards us, actions we might make. That could all be the case here with this card, since it's a Scorpio reading. But it's also karmic, it's also spiritual. And notice, look, see how like they oddly look alike when you see the Death card and this Knight of Pentacles. It's like there is an evolution of some sort or change. So yeah, we got an interesting one on our hands, Scorpio, as per usual, right? So let's get that Death card right there by the Celestite. I want to dive deeper on all of it, so let's do it. Let's jump in and clarify. Okay, let's get a good shuffle here for Scorpio gang. What do we got in late December for my good friends? And yes, this is where I go intuitive with the message, which means I just tell you how it feels to me. So feel free to do further research or rely on your base knowledge of tarot, because as you know, every single reading is about the reader's interpretation, and I'm just giving you mine. Let's go in on that Knight of Pentacles. What's happening? Oh, and yes, if you're a reader yourself, please feel free to play along. That's why the box is here. If you're feeling any messages you want to give to Scorpio, you could drop it in the comments. I don't mind at all. Okay. Knight of Pentacles time. Is this problematic? Is it not? Let's see. Fool in reverse. Yeah. It's a little irritating to me. That's a little irritating to me. So watch out for false starts where it's like, okay, I thought we were getting somewhere, but now we're not. To me, it's like, all right, things look promising, but what is this that pops up? It doesn't feel like a major, massive problem. To me, it's more like one that just arises out of nowhere. Because the Fool, remember, that could be a very spontaneous type of energy. It's Aries energy. So when it shows up in reverse under the Knight of Pentacles, to me, it's like, All right, this is a problem I didn't really see coming, or a situation I didn't see coming. So to me, it's either an unexpected or surprising situation or problem. That's the first thing I'm seeing here. Let's talk about it a little more in depth, though. The Fool is a big action card. It's the first card of the whole deck. He's going on his little Fool journey. When he shows up in reverse, it's like stomping on the brakes. So we've had this little energy showing up that there's something either you need to take your time with it or refrain from. That's a big thing here that we're seeing here in the front end of the spread. But when it first popped out to me, it did feel a little bit irritating, where it's like, okay, well, I thought I was making progress. I guess not. Or either that or something not moving as good or as well as you would like it to move. Like I've been saying since the beginning, it's something that's taken its sweet old time. So whether it's a person, whether it's a situation, it's like not rushed whatsoever. Now we'll see if that energy changes, because it definitely can. But to me, it is like, it can be that unforeseen, unsuspected, or surprising problem or situation in the front. So we're just going to leave it at that for now. Let's keep moving forward, because that's our starting point, right? That's not the end of the reading. That's our starting point. So let's go in on Temperance, see what shows up there. So why is Temperance here for Scorpio gang? Please. Quick. Okay. I mean, the World in reverse, we're getting tons of major arcana here. This is most definitely karmic energy. And I hate to say it, because I've been seeing this sprinkled in Scorpio readings for like some weeks now. It's like we go a few weeks, then this energy shows up. Then we go a few weeks, then this energy shows up. The World in reverse is all about things returning. Okay, like when I see Temperance, it's like, if something does pop back up, whether it be a person, whether it be a situation, let's just say if there is something that returns in a big way, it's very important to even keel, be very even keeled, be very non-reactive to it. That's the vibe I'm picking up here. It's like, all right, well, yeah, it's popping back up again, but I'm not paying a ton of attention to it, or I'm not gonna feed so much into it. So I'm not saying don't care about something. I'm just saying be very balanced in your approach. Now, the World in reverse, aside from cycles coming back around, cycles repeating, it is also a karmic card. When I see this in the center, a lot of Scorpios could come to peace with things from the past, things from your history, things that have already happened. And listen, as part of the Scorpio Collective myself, I know that we have very long memories. We don't forget things easily. And I'm not saying that we're always going to hold on to it for the rest of our lives. It's hard for us to forget things. So when I see Temperance with the World in reverse, either there's something that's going to return, or you're going to come to peace with something, which could be nice. So we're going to keep moving. I mean, let's see what the Death card has. There's like a little frustration here. So why is Death in the mix? Then we'll do our recap before we get into the Shadow. And yeah, the karmic energy too. There's a lot of karmic energy. So why is Death here? Okay. So we do have the Knight of Cups showing up here, and this does feel positive. So I do feel a real good result in the end, like through all of this, whatever this is that's in the front end that does pop up. There's a really nice result, because the Knight of Cups, that's another one of our cards. It's an action card. It moves faster than the Knight of Pentacles. It's silky smooth, easy flowing, easy going. For a lot of Scorpios in this time, you might need to think outside of the box to solve things. Okay, so just keep that in mind. If certain things pop up in the near future, you just think outside the box. Try to not do things the exact same way that you've always done them. Like, do it a different way. I don't know why that energy is coming through, but what I do like here is it's something turning out in your favor. Like, so even though we do have these like little things or situations popping up, the Knight of Cups underneath the Death card, it's like, okay, I'm good now. Got through that, on to the next. It's like, all right, now we're moving in a very positive direction. So I do like this. The Knight of Cups, aside from being water sign energy, yeah, it could link to love, it could link to romance and stuff like that as well. But remember, it's an action card. I feel like for anything in this time, it's super important to just have a balanced approach to it. Okay, like calm, remain calm, seem calm, project calm. I don't know why that's coming through so hard, but it is. But I will say this, for a lot of Scorpios, regardless of all the stuff in the front, there's a good result in the end, which is nice. It's claimable. I do like it. So let's go through and do a quick recap. Lots of things popped up this week, and some of the energies were a little difficult to deal with. And remember, these could be difficult people, difficult situations, you name it. But if you kindly look in the box before we get to the shadow card, we're starting with the Knight of Pentacles and the Fool in reverse. Here we go. This energy did feel a little irritating or frustrating to me, where it's like false start or start and stop, or it's like, oh, I thought I got through this, or I thought I solved this. And it's like kind of having to revisit something or circle back on it. It could also be a problem that pops up out of nowhere or a situation. That's kind of the vibe I was getting. Moving to the center, we do have Temperance with the World in reverse. Similar vein to what we have here in the front end, where it's like, all right, here we go again. So there could be something that does pop back up or return, whether a situation or an individual. And I do feel like your mode, your mindset should try to stay very neutral about it. Like, don't feed too much energy into it. Don't get too emotional about it. It's like just even keel, like just keep a balance to you. And that's really good. There's also protective energy here for you as well, Scorpio. As we get to the back end, when this energy does start to resolve, we have the Death card with the Knight of Cups in the upright. Beautiful. So it's like you're going to get the result you want. I mean, it's not going to be super easy. It's not going to be a complete walk in the park, but it's like after some time, after some trial and error, it's like you're going to get this winner victory here in the end, which is really nice. I do like this. I did also say for any problem solving or solving of situations, it might be better for you to think outside of the box and look for different approaches than what you've done in the past. So these are the energies this week, Scorpio. Yeah, please take a screenshot if you want to look into it further. Let's see what's in the shadows. I mean, I see Scorpio being happy with the result, which is nice. So let's get a shadow card here. See what's up. And yeah, I always like to pull one shadow card at the very end just to see whether it's something within you, something you don't quite see. Shadow cards don't always have to be a challenge. They could be a good thing. So let's get you one. And if you made it to this point in the reading, please feel free to check out channel memberships. I'll put a link for it in the comments below. It's a beautiful way to support the channel, and I have much love for all my channel members. Okay, let's get it going here. What do we got in the shadows for Scorpio gang? Please. What do we have? Oh, the deck is like popping cards out, popping them back in. There we go. Okay, we do have the Ten of Swords showing up in the shadows. For some Scorpios, there could be something you're dealing with where it's like not an easy one. I did see this card in a couple of readings this week. Now, the Ten of Swords is a very common card to see in the shadows. And I went on this whole spiel within the reading itself how Scorpios don't have short memories. You remember things for a very long time. And that's why the Ten of Swords does show up in the shadows. Like, just like most human beings, we hold on to pain, things that bother us, things that step on our toes, pivotal moments in our life. When I see the Ten of Swords, like, it is some sort of pain from the past. Now, the good thing about this being in the shadows can represent a healing opportunity. We did see that here in the center. Remember, I did say there could be a coming to peace with something. That's why I like this as a shadow card. But at the same time, there is like emotional up and down that I was feeling within the reading itself. So the fact that the Ten of Swords is here, there might be something you're not quite over yet. And that's fine. That's okay. There is no judgment here in regards to that. So, but I just want to let you know the Ten of Swords shows up in the shadows a lot. Nothing to be nervous about. So we're just going to leave it right there, Scorpio. And yeah, my friends, that's what I have for you this week. Don't click away just yet, though. I'm going to give you the details of the December subscriber surprise. If you would like to book a personal reading with me, you can check out my digital calendar and book one at my website, mastermetaphysics.com. But for the December subscriber surprise, I'm giving away 3 copies of one of my favorite decks, the Everyday Witches Tarot. So if you'd like to get your name in for this, 2 simple things as always, my friends. First, you must be subscribed. And second, let me know down in the comments, what do you want Santa Claus to bring you this year for Christmas? You'll be entered to win, and at the end of the month, the winners will be announced in my community tab. As always, my friends, much love, and I'll see you soon.